outlet?
Yes. What happened with the incident at the premium outlet?
Well, allegedly, it was a couple of families fighting in the dining pavilion, but they were throwing chairs and things. It sounded like gunshots. So people were screaming, guns, guns, shots fired, shots fired. And everybody went like screaming, helter skelter. Gary and Sherry were there.
Yeah. I saw
They
something.
were crawling out. They got cuts and bruises, and they got banged up. And I said, listen, Gary, I said, since you've been here, there's been a shooting at a nightclub, a child eaten by an alligator, 50 people killed in another nightclub, and now allegedly a gun. I said, maybe it's you. Maybe I don't want to be in the same neighborhood as you anymore.
Maybe you should come to Disney once every 6 years.
I say, I think you're bringing the trouble with you.
Yeah, you gotta watch out those Clevengers, man, or Clevengers. How do you pronounce his last name properly? Clevenger.
Clevenger. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's interesting. We our buddy Mike Rallman was in town.
Oh, was he?
Yeah. He was in town for like a week and a half, maybe two.
Wow.
Maybe a week and a half, and just got on. I guess I'm assuming the fantasy. That's got on the Disney Fantasy for a week. Poor guy.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah. Poor guys.
I think he said that the last time we saw him, that he was going to do that.
Yeah.
Get on another cruise.
That sucks. I've been doing some research on the chat thing too, so I haven't found a good chat that's free. I found a whole bunch of them that we could pay for, and I just don't feel like paying for it. So
yeah. How did you feel about the Blab video?
I am bewildered because we were on Blab today and didn't have any problems.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I will say this. I was on Blab on my laptop.
Mm-hmm.
I was on Blab with you on my desktop. So we might want to run another Blab test and do it for my desktop here and see if that makes a difference.
All right.
So, well, we'll go with that. All right, so let's go ahead and get into the recording. So I guess we're going to do 2 shows?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Ready?
Yep. Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to the Disney Parks Podcast. My name is Parkhopper John, and I come to you from www.parkhoppers.com. Joining me, as always, is the lovely and talented Mr. Tony Calcinova from Disney by the Numbers.
Welcome to the Mondays.
That's a Monday. We do record on Mondays.
We do record on Monday.
Yeah, and if you want to come watch us, we usually make these available at Disney Parks Podcast. If you just happen to find us on YouTube right now, you could come chat with us live over at DisneyParksPodcast.com.
This is the post-Father's Day show.
Yes.
Right.
Happy Father's Day, by the way.
Happy Father's Day, yeah.
Thanks.
That's fine. That's fine.
Yeah,
it was good. Good stuff, as always. Nice Father's Day wishes from everybody, so that's cool.
Yep. We there's other podcasts that do that. Maybe we should start doing that. This is show number 286 or 87.
We don't know.
No. I could look on the blog. Hang on, I could tell you this.
Yeah.
2 seconds.
Well,
this is
John,
show number 286.
Wow, that's a lot.
Can you believe it? 286. You remember when we first started that? I was living in Wesley Chapel 2 houses ago.
Yep. I was doing this from upstairs.
Yeah. One location ago. That's right.
Hey, speaking of locations, I was at the Orlando Library doing my little book thing this weekend. I found out that the Orlando Library, downtown Orlando, the Orange County library system is huge. It's a whole bunch of different libraries, like every county library system. But one downtown Orlando has got an entire floor dedicated to technologies.
Oh, dear Lord in heaven.
They have a flight simulator, a 3-screen. They have a driving simulator. You can drive a backhoe. They have 2 recording studios, 2 editing bays, and a full-on soundboard with a recording studio for a band.
Do people use said recording studio?
Yes. And these things are free for the first 3 hours. Oh my God.
Wow.
What?
First 3 hours every day or first 3 hours a year?
First 3 hours, like if you were to go there today, you would get it free for 3 hours free. And then I think it's like $25 an hour after that.
Dude, we could do our show there live from the Orlando Library.
Yeah, I mean, a full-on editing bay, a studio. I mean, it's like a 24-track recorder.
I could see somebody winning a Grammy Award and getting up there and going, first of all, I'd like to thank my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. I'd like to thank the Orlando Library.
Yeah. It's a 5-story building. It's gorgeous. Listen, if you live in the Orlando area, I'm going to tell you, go to the library. Now, there's very little street parking around there. Right across the street is a parking garage where you can park. Obviously, maybe there's some free parking you can walk over. I don't know, but I'm just saying, go there. It's an amazing place. I really had a lot of fun.
Good.
Anyway, this show is sponsored by our good friends at themeparkconcierge.com. They can help you with your dining, your fast passes, and help you and your family make traveling a lot less hectic. If you just call Ramon at 407-257-9973. If you'd like more information, go check out their awesome website at themeparkconcierges.com. Tell them the Disney Parks Podcast sent you for 10% off your invoice, and they will help you have an awesome time here in Central Florida at Disney World, SeaWorld, Universal, and Legoland, and now in Disneyland, California. So check them out at themeparkconcierge.com. All right. Last week, me and John had a meeting of the minds, and
Yes.
Between the two of us, we had a half a brain, and we came up with a list of meetup things that we would like to present to you, our audience. And maybe we'll get some feedback, and then maybe we can make some tweaks to this, because not all of this is in stone as of yet. But this is what we're thinking. So the next meetup will be July 9th at 8:30, and we are going to be at the River Roost over at the Port Orleans Riverside. And we are going to hang out with our dear friend, Yeehaw Bob. And,
go ahead and get your short.
how do you look, Bob? You look great, Bob.
Look great, Bob. Yeah.
If you've never seen Yeehaw Bob, I am going to just tell you that you're in for a treat. He is one of the most entertaining people on Disney property. A single one-man show this dude's got more energy than a 6-year-old on a pack of Oreos. Right?
Holy cow, that's a lot of energy.
I'm telling you, right? I mean,
absolutely, it's crazy to watch him. I fell in love with Bob the first time I met him. And shout out to our friend over at Be Our Guest Podcast. They did a 24-hour thing, and Bob was on it, and that's where I learned of Bob. And I think I went that next weekend, was just blown away. Had a great time.
He's a crazy fun dude. We've had him on this podcast.
Yes, we have.
It's hard to stop Bob from doing what Bob does.
Yes, absolutely.
We may have to get him back on and just tie his hands behind his back. Maybe the easiest way
we should just talk to him live. Take the mic to him and then just sit him in a room without a piano.
I don't think that'd be possible.
Yeah, well. All right, so
that's July. Let's move on to August. Otherwise, this will be a 4-hour podcast. So August 20th, we're going to go to Splitsville. We're going to be there from 7 to 10 p.m. We'll try and get something upstairs, maybe in the little boom boom room that overlooks Disney Springs. If you want to come and have a cocktail, have something to eat, shoot a little pool, do a little bowling, whatever your pleasure is, we will be there August 20th over in Splitsville. In September, we are going to rent a pontoon boat and take a fireworks cruise out on Bay Lake.
That's right. The situation for that is seating is very, very limited.
Yeah. So we're going to put tickets on sale. We will mention when they go on sale here on this show. And they will be very limited. Maybe we have to get 2 boats, and maybe John goes on one boat, I go on another boat. Maybe we
can have a competition to see whose boat fills up faster.
Maybe we can have a competition.
Yeah, it'll be you, bro. I mean, come on. We all know that.
You never know that, John.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I know.
But we'll see how that goes. The boat only holds, what was it, 12 people?
10.
10. So it may fill up very quickly. We may have to do 2 boats. We'll have to gauge that by our ticket sales.
Right.
Okay, next up, October, we're going to go to the Poly Beach area.
Now, to be fair,
what's left of the Poly Beach area?
We made this list prior to the tragedy, and I'm not trying to make light of that. I'm trying to. We made this prior to the accident. So, with all due respect, but yeah, go to the Polynesian. And my favorite thing. Are we going to do the other part of that?
We're not going to mention the other part of that.
Okay.
We are going to, we'll probably meet up at the Dole Whip area first.
Yeah.
And then our plan is to then go out into the beach area and check out Hollow Wishes. We're going to try and do this around one night of the Hollow Wishes. So we'll try and get there early so that we can get into the Poly, because they usually go on lockdown. Get a little Dole Whip or maybe a little dinner or something. Maybe at
Kona.
No, the other maybe
Captain.
quick serve. Yeah, Captain's.
Captain Cook.
Captain Morgan's.
Captain Hook. Captain Morgan. Do you have a little captain in you?
Yeah. And then we'll just go watch Hollow Wishes. All right, November, we are retheming our typical monorail crawl, and we're going to make it the Christmas crawl. And I'm hoping that we can even get a Santa Claus. I have to talk to a certain person. I have to talk to Santa. And see if Santa's willing to come on a Christmas crawl with us. So we're going to do a Christmas crawl. We're going to go check out all the trees and decorations and gingerbread things and all that kind of stuff.
Right. And cocktails. I'll be having cocktails.
Yeah, and there shall be cocktails.
Yeah, so it's basically, think about it like it's a monorail crawl, but we're mainly just seeing all the Christmas stuff.
Right. Yeah.
That'd be great.
Yeah. And not so much in the bars, but more in the Christmas thing. So maybe hot chocolate and whatever. December, we also, this may be a little bit limited too, depending on dates we pick and what's left of the pickings. But we're going to try and do lunch with an Imagineer. If you've never done this, I think it happens on a Thursday or a Friday afternoon. Maybe a little bit wonky, but we will have lunch with an Imagineer. I did this a long time ago. I had a great time, and I think everybody else will. It's not something that everybody knows about or goes out and does, but I think we're going to give this a shot. And we will be selling tickets for this because we're going to have to pay for it in advance. So we'll need your monies up front, and then we'll make one giant group reservation. Hopefully, maybe we get more than one Imagineer. Maybe we can ask him that. If we get if we can fill up a whole room, can we get maybe 2 Imagineers?
Maybe we could fill up a room in half. We can get somebody like, I don't know, like a Bob Gurr.
yeah, maybe we can bring our own Imagineers.
Can we trade 3 Imagineers for Bob Gurr?
Yeah.
2 will get you 20. 5 will get you 10.
Right. If I give you a Bob Gurr, do I get change?
Right. Or can I get a Marty Sklar and a
Tony Baxter
on the side? Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's pretty good. That's pretty exciting. We were on our way somewhere. Tony and I had spent the afternoon working on stuff for the podcast, and we had to get somewhere that night, which we'll probably talk about here in a little bit. And then we were just like, hey, we need to come up with dates. So we just started going through. I made some phone calls on the fly, sitting in traffic. We came up with this. I was pretty proud of us. We did a good job.
Yeah, did. We were quite collecting.
Yep.
All right. Hey, just want to mention the Disney Shirt Club. John's got on his Jungle Book, and if you're can't see this, you should come watch us on YouTube.
Yeah.
I have on a Haunted Mansion, which glows in the dark. These are special one-off T-shirts that we have made. And if you want to sign up for the club, go to Disney by the Numbers on the left-hand side. You'll see the sign-up form. Fill out the sign-up form. That's all you have to do. You buy only the shirt you want, and it's as simple as that. They're very cheap, very nice, and they're awesome.
Right.
Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, I was in Disney Springs this weekend and I had my Jedi Mickey T-shirt on.
Yeah. Mm.
I probably got half a dozen compliments on it. I always get compliments on Jedi Mickey.
Yeah, and what I was told too just recently at my Disneyana meeting, Greg McClure was there. He's saying that is no longer allowed. The mashup of Disney and Star Wars characters. You will no longer see those. Lucasfilm said, not anymore, please.
Who owns Lucasfilm?
I know, but that's what they said.
That makes no sense at all.
I agree.
If you're out there and you understand how that works,
yeah,
please drop us a note at at Disney Parks Podcast at gmail.com.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. I'm assuming they're trying to protect their brand of the Star Wars brand.
Sure.
And,
but it was okay when we didn't own the company. Now we own the company. It's not okay.
Maybe we were paying them and now we're not.
But we own the company.
See, in the financial business world, the left hand always wants to get paid for what the right hand does.
Gotcha.
It even happens like, Tables in Wonderland event is this Sunday. Well, Tables in Wonderland has to pay the parks for that event space and the food, even though it's all the same company.
Gotcha. I know.
So,
we've talked about that. It's crazy.
It's a weird world we live in, but that's the way it is. And last but not least, please share, distribute the show with as many people, friends and family as you can. And, we're on iTunes and Stitcher, and we are now on Google Play. So if you have an Android device, you can find us on that in the native Google Play store. Just search for Disney Parks Podcast. Like us, subscribe to us, and then you'll get the weekly feed off the show.
Yep, and that's the best way to support the show is to tell a friend. Each one, reach one.
Yes, exactly.
That's good. All right, so are you about ready to get into
I am.
The news? Hey, Tony, you might not have heard anything about this, but Disney has secretly built a brand new theme park in mainland China. You might not have heard anything about this, but Disney chairman and CEO
Is it a Lego park?
It's a Disneyland park. You might not have heard anything about it, but hear me out on this, okay? Mm-hmm. Disney chairman and CEO Bob Iger said Thursday, June 16th, he said, "This is one of the proudest and most exciting moments in the history of the Walt Disney Company. At the grand opening ceremony of the Shanghai Disney Resort," and it was amazing. It was all over TV. I'm telling you, it was all over the blogs. Everybody was very excited about it. They were giving away buttons this weekend at the Magic Kingdom. Hopefully you got one. Chinese dignitaries, Disney execs, and thousands upon thousands of guests were also in attendance to welcome the latest addition to the Walt Disney Parks and Resorts family and Disney's first destination in mainland China. Iger continued a tradition started by Walt Disney himself, one that has occurred at the opening of every Disney park around the world, by reading the park's dedication, quote, "To all who come to this happy place, welcome. Shanghai Disneyland is your land. Here you leave today and discover imaginative worlds of fantasy, romance, and adventure that ignite the magical dreams within all of us. Shanghai Disneyland is authentically Disney and distinctly Chinese. It was created for everyone, bringing to life timeless characters and stories in a magical place that will be a source of joy, inspiration, and memories for generations to come." End quote. It's a pretty big deal, and I like how they got that whole, authentically Disney, distinctly Chinese thing in there.
Well, I'll tell you a quick story about that phrase before we go. So authentically Disney and distinctly Chinese. So Bob Iger had gone there on a visit, and he was looking at something, in the park, and he goes, "Oh, that's authentically Disney, but it's also distinctively Chinese." And that became the tagline for this park now. That's now the official tagline is authentically Disney and distinctively Chinese. And it was coined by our dear friend, Mr. Iger. Uncle Bob, making taglines.
Now, does he have a marketing degree? Because, usually it takes guys, with letters after the name to come up with those things.
Yeah. Well, no.
Like when you're writing a press release on a movie called Frozen for the first time in forever.
The first time in forever.
Inside Shanghai Disneyland, you'll find 6 themed lands, each one with a unique experience, imagined and created especially for China. They are Adventure Isle, Fantasyland, which sounds amazingly familiar, Gardens of Imagination, Mickey Avenue, because there's no way in hell they're going to have a Main Street USA.
Yeah.
They'll have their own Tomorrowland, and Treasure Cove, the land that I'm the most excited about. Yeah. All at the heart of the park is an enchanted storybook castle, the tallest, biggest, and most interactive of all the Disney castles from all around the world. It's amazing.
Yeah. And the Gardens of Imagination has no attractions.
It's just gardens.
It's just a garden.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. So they have their own flower and garden festival
in the garden
365 days a year.
Yeah.
So beyond the parks, the resort boasts Disneytown, and 2 imaginatively designed hotels, the elegant Art Nouveau infused Shanghai Disneyland Hotel, and the colorful Toy Story Hotel, which Tony is about to explode. He's so excited about seeing that. And then you finally have Wishing Star Park, which offers a relaxing natural escape with a promenade and a lake. Iger said that it was a privilege of a lifetime to lead this phenomenal company as we continue to find new ways, new places to bring our stories to life and to bring people together to create cherished memories that will last forever. Today is a celebration of creativity and collaboration, commitment and patience, the triumph of imagination and innovation, and a testament to the strong partnership between Disney and China. He says, together, we have created an extraordinary destination and all the toys. Sorry. So I did not see the broadcast that was on Disney.
Yeah, all the Disney thing.
Did you see it?
I did. Okay, so once, my expectation was probably a little bit higher than most people, I think. Maybe, well, my expectation was a Disney fan. Maybe other people's was a little bit lower. And then probably the average person was probably normal. This was a way below expectation. This had nothing to do with the opening of the park. Not a damn thing.
Really?
Nothing.
So what was it? Just like rah-rah Disney?
It was, no, not even that. It was a musical celebration. So just like we had talked about a couple of weeks ago on the podcast, that, where they said they were going to have the piano player, the violin. So they had Bob Iger came out and did a short little speech. And the one interesting thing that he said was, it's taken them 17 years to get to this point. I don't remember that. That it from the time I guess they acquired the land or the partnership, it has taken them 17 years to build this park. That's a long time. Considering other parks have gone up in, 22 months. They built like the Magic Kingdom in 22 months.
Well, Disney's not known for its speed of building.
Correct. Any longer.
Pandora, I'm looking at you, pal.
Yeah. So they had a full-on orchestra. It all took place in front of the castle. It was one camera shot from the castle. Multiple cameras, but primarily one camera shot in front of the castle. A full-on orchestra, probably about 100 musicians. And a guy who was the orchestra leader who created a song for the park, and they played the entire, little theme park kind of song. Very nice. Then they had on very young, talented violinist, and then the oldest talented violinist kind of playing this little violin song together. They had on a couple singers, and that was it. And then they had a little couple fireworks, yada, yada, yada. And, it's all in Mandarin. Most of the singing and everything was in Mandarin. And I was watching it on, I don't know, Freeform, I guess. And up in the corner was like some little Disney person from the channel, like popping up, telling us what they were saying or, what they were doing. Oh, blah, 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 blah. It lasted exactly 30 minutes and boom, done. Didn't show us not a land, not a stick of any attraction, nothing. 30 minutes of music, and that was it. It was over. And when I got to the end, I was like, are you going to show us the park? No. No park.
Here, Beiling is saying, come to Disneyland in Shanghai.
Yeah.
Bring your nasty American dollars, and we will take them.
Gold means the lucky. Red means wealth or whatever she was saying. I don't know what she was saying.
Blue means virility and Viagra.
Yeah, exactly. It was just it was not what I don't know.
Well, brother, when we had our get together a few months back at the Animal Kingdom Lodge, we were celebrating the Disney by the Numbers anniversary and kind of our anniversary here.
Man.
We watched, was it Robin, one of the Robins.
Yeah.
One of the Robins in the Robin clan.
Yeah.
The clan of Robin brought the original airing, the full, what was it, 2-hour show of the Disneyland grand opening.
Yes.
And we watched every moment of it. Now we had some fun with it.
Sure. And there's some funny things that happened in that broadcast.
But I think that set such a high standard that even for, Euro Disney, I remember Euro Disney opening up and, Epcot and Hollywood Studios. And you remember once they opened Hollywood Studios, they kind of had a big deal about it. And then I think 2 weeks later, WCW Pro Wrestling was holding a live event there. You remember that? But
they had an event and they showed us what the park was.
Yes.
They didn't show us anything.
Yeah, no, this was, I'm sure that at some level this was, yes, we've opened the park. Yes, this is a big deal, but China, the people who are in charge were like, this is what we're going to do. This is distinctly Chinese and slightly authentically Disney.
I'd like to know who was driving that show in that direction. Was it the Chinese partner or was it the Disney marketing person? And anyway, I got to get off that soapbox because it does make me slightly.
Well, in the chat room, Dominic says, it seemed fulfilling, but guests feel like they have to visit again after 30 minutes. So
yeah, exactly. Exactly. That's what that is.
I love you, Dominic. I do. And I love you. What else is going on?
Yep, details on the 2017 dining plans at Walt Disney World have been released. I am not a dining plan person. Never used it, never have, never will.
That's because you're not on vacation. You're a passer.
Even when I came on vacation and I had the chance to use it, I never did.
Right.
So it wasn't for me because my kids just weren't into quick service or anything.
Eating food?
No, they were just always into a nice sit-down dinner or sit-down lunch. They always had to be a sit-down place. Anyway, so
whoa. The dining plan does.
Well, not back in the day.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So here's a few changes in what's offered in compared to 2016's plan. For example, quick service meals in 2016 was made up of one entree, one non-alcoholic drink, and one dessert. The dessert has now been taken out for the 2017 plan. Instead, an extra snack credit has been added to the quick service dining plan. So here we go, kids. The 2017 quick service dining plan is 2 quick service meals, entree and non-alcoholic beverage, 2 snacks, and 1 refillable mug per person. The 2017 dining plan includes the 1 quick service meal, entree, non-alcoholic beverage, 1 table service meal with an entree, dessert, and non-alcoholic beverage, or a full buffet meal, 2 snacks, and 1 resort refillable mug. So you're getting an extra snack in that plan. And then the deluxe dining plan is 3 meals. So you actually get to have 3 meals a day. Any combination of quick service or table service. Table service on the deluxe plan includes the appetizer, entree, and dessert, and a non-alcoholic beverage, plus 2 snacks and 1 refillable mug per person. At least they didn't take the mug out. They left you the plastic. You just have to get an extra snack rather than your dessert.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Disney was taking it a little bit on the chin that, you know, you get force-fed a dessert at every meal.
Yeah,
you know, and that you know, I was with a lot of people, and they're like, I'm so full, the last thing I want is another dessert. And they were usually, you know, those little hockey puck looking cakes.
Or brownies. Or
whatever. Not the most appetizing. Not that they weren't good. I'm not saying that, but I think this is a pretty good change. And you know, I've never bought the dining plan, but I've had a lot of people who had extra credits. Like,
oh yeah, sure.
Yeah, Sid, you should come over because we've got so many credits. Just come on over. We'll buy your lunch and just, you know. But it's super affordable and really easy, especially for people who are, you know, buying, you know, vacations. It just makes sense. Now, those of you who
Isn't there also the platinum plan where you get all of the meal and then every recreational thing you could do, plus golf, plus the water parks, plus the
you could do that. And then there's the multimillionaire plan where you just buy the resort.
Right.
That's a joke. But the thing is, the 2017 vacation packages are going to come out this week. And that's going to be interesting. You know, this makes a lot of sense. If you're more frugal, you're more economically minded. If you're staying on property, the dining plan may or may not make sense for you. If you're staying off property, well, you can't get the dining plan anyway, but you know, you can eat great meals around Disney. You don't always have to eat meals in Disney, and you could take, you could take snacks and sandwiches and stuff into the parks. There's a lot of ways you can save money. That, you know, that's probably something we need to do. We need to do an infotainment show about, you know, updating ways to save money. But I love the dining plan. It's super convenient. It's super easy, and I think changing out the dessert with every meal makes sense.
Right. So yeah, I think, you know, the dining plan is good for if you're not good at saving money. This way, you know that your room and your food are paid for. All you have to worry about is airfare and spending money and whatever is not included in your dining plan.
And souvenirs.
Yeah. So that kind of stuff. Yep. We'll have to maybe get on like AJ from the food blog, and she can walk us through all the crazy stuff, the ways to do a dining plan or not do a dining plan.
Right. And Kristen from Dining at Disney, she could.
She could do that too. Maybe we could have a battle of food people.
Yeah, that'll go over like 11. Smackdown. Sunday. AJ from the Disney Food Blog taking on Kristen from Dining at Disney. Is it going to be in a cage? It'll be a fatal 4-way. It'll be awesome.
It'll be great.
Disney Mania.
They're going to do it in pudding.
Oh, God. I got to get that thought out of my head. All right. So, anyway, I bumped into somebody the other day, Parkhopper Sid. I got her very first Alex and Annie, or Alex and Ani, however you say that name, bracelet this weekend. Very exciting. The BB-8 made my little heart flutter. The nerd in me cried.
Which one did you get?
The little BB-8.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's like the last one they had in the store. She's very excited. I was very excited to get it for her. I don't get to spoil her that often, so when I do, I'm very excited. But all that being said, I have no idea what Alex and Annie's were. I'm such a dude that I knew of them, but I didn't know what they were.
Yeah.
So there was a lady there, and she said, well, here, let me show you. And she had like all these Alex and Annie. She said, but of course, it's the magic band that makes my arm look so good. So after I got done with my air sickness bag, and it was a gray magic band, I said, well, you know, you should have called ahead and got got a Magic Band color instead of the gray one. She's like, oh, I know. I said, well, I got some friends who can do a Magic Band cover for you.
Yeah.
And she was actually very fascinated to hear that they actually did that. So maybe you don't know.
Hey, here's a good one. This just came into my head. Matt and oh my gosh, you guys, this is what you should make a Magic Band cover that looks like an Alex and Annie bracelet.
There you go. Yep. There you go. Challenge accepted.
And that is your Magic Band.
Yeah, an Alex and Annie
Pandora bracelet.
A Pandora bracelet. There you go. That's the next one I was going for.
All right.
So what we're talking about is our friends over at Magic Your Band, magicyourband.com. If you are tired of the gray Magic Band or you want to add a little spice to the Magic Band that you currently have, or maybe you want to do multiple different Magic Band designs for the one Magic Band you have for the entire trip, Magic Bands MagicYourBands.com. You know, I've only done this for a year. MagicYourBands.com is your best resource for all those designs. They've got great designs pre-made. You could also send your own artwork in, and they'll make a Magic Band from it. But the cool thing is, when you go to checkout, if you use Disney Parks Podcast, they will give you 10% off your order. And those guys are great. They're good people. They do quick, inexpensive, but high quality work. Definitely contact our friends at MagicYourBands.com. You can also use the link over the Disney Parks Podcast website and tell them your friends sent you, and save some money in the process.
Yep.
So, we opened this theme park over in Shanghai, and Epcot's getting into the fun as well. Shanghai Disneyland's grand opening comes with a new exhibit in the China Pavilion at Epcot. This exhibit is located next door to the Reflections of China film, accessible from outside doors and from the lobby of that attraction. So the next time you go to Epcot, if Frozen's not open yet,
tomorrow,
you can go see the Disneyland China exhibit and see all the great cool things that we can experience until we go visit China ourselves.
Or do what I did and get yourself the Shanghai Disney app.
Oh, dude. You have the app. Look at that.
So
that's great. What's the wait time for Tron?
I don't know. There's no wait times at all.
It's probably because the park's closed.
Yeah, probably.
Well, wait, no. Park's not open yet. Park opens at probably 9 a.m. and they're 12 hours ahead.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, so that's cool. They've got a nice little exhibit in China.
Yeah, from the photos I've seen, it's nice. It looks like they have the whole big layout model kind of thing. So, yeah, go check it out.
Did this take the place of the terracotta soldiers, or am I thinking in the wrong place?
No, all that's still there.
Okay.
Yeah, they just added some extra Disney Shanghai to it. Hey, if you like this show and you'd like to support us and help us out any way you can go to patreon.com/Disney Parks Podcast. We have numerous ways that you can help support the show, and we can give you a nice little swag bag in return. And we want to thank our current contributors, David, Stacy, Willie, and Eva. Thank you for your support. We truly, truly appreciate it. Hey, with all this stuff that's been happening around the waters of Disney, they've made some update on some water-related activities here in Walt Disney World. Walt Disney has released updated information and availability of their water-related activities. Many of these were shut down after last week's fatal alligator incident. The resort beaches are still not available to guests and have been roped off with lots and lots of signs. All watercraft is back up and running. Previously, the ferry boats were the only form of water transportation. They've got all the other boats up and running. Guests are now allowed to rent pontoon boats and the Boston Whalers again. But the little sea racers are still not available to rent. And that was my favorite kind of thing to do. Fishing excursions before 9 a.m. on the Seven Seas and Bay Lake have been canceled. All guests now have to fish in designated areas and are not allowed to fish with their own equipment on any resort waterway. And last but not least, movies under the stars events at the resorts are now shown inside instead of outside on any beach. So I think that's actually kind of a good thing because I always got bit up by mosquitoes watching these movies. So maybe they're doing them in the ballrooms and, things like that. So I would highly, if you are coming down for a visit, make sure that you check, if you're a frequent flyer, check your resort activities for all really up-to-date information. I am sure this is going to be changing on a daily basis as Disney tweaks this to find out what the new normal is going to be.
Yeah, sorry, zoned out there for a second. Yeah, I'm a little concerned. I like the outside under the stars thing, but is that only on the like the boardwalk resorts and monorail resorts, or is that like even in like Fort Wilderness Lodge, where they're not actually on the beach?
Probably not for Wilderness Lodge, but yacht, beach. Probably not for Coronado, unless they were doing it on. I don't know if they have a beach over at Coronado.
I think they're doing it by the pool.
Yeah. I mean, the Contemporary, they were doing it, not near the beach, but I guess adjacent to the beach, and that may have changed even too. So,
That's
like
crazy.
I said, you probably have to check. The boardwalk, where did they do them at the boardwalk? I forgot where they did, by the pool, I think. So that may be okay.
Yeah, oh God, it's too soon for me to just be a jerk about it. I want to be sensitive, of course, because this is a horrible tragedy. But I think the reaction might be a little overboard. But
well, we know our friends at Disney, and they're going to side very heavy on the risk adverse.
Right.
They're not going to leave anything to chance until they can do a complete analysis and make the appropriate changes. It's a knee jerk at first. They want to make all, precautions across the board, and then they'll come back and fine tune things as they deem the risk has been removed. So,
well, I thought it was funny how they put up this fence like immediately, which was an appropriate response. I understand it, but it's a fence to only keep people out of the.
That's correct. It's
out of the water.
As I've been calling it, it's a people fence, not an alligator fence.
Alligator fence, right?
Okay.
Oh, and snakes too. Now we've had to lump snakes in. God forbid somebody get bit by a snake.
Yep.
But that is.
Soon there'll be a sign that there are bees and flies outside, so you may not you could get bitten by them. Too.
I'm waiting for the sun.
There'll be that too.
We have sun here in Florida, and we're kidding a little bit, and we don't mean to mock and make light of the tragedy, but at the same time, it's if you live in Florida, alligators, snakes, buzzing insects the size of small Winnebagos,
geckos.
That's just a way of life.
Frogs.
You just kind of get used to it, and obviously you don't want to. Hey, welcome to Walt Disney World. Here's your pamphlet on all the animals that could kill you.
Yeah.
You don't want to do that because that sends a wrong way to start your vacation message. But at the same time,
well, we'll save it for another time. But I've heard some, rumors about, this not being what it was.
Right.
But we'll save that for another podcast.
Right. All right. Let's go back. We're staying in Epcot. Epcot's Grand Fiesta Tour and La Cantina de San Angel are going to be opening early. Epcot's expecting more guests to head straight to World Showcase when Frozen Ever After opens up in the Norway Pavilion tomorrow, which, as we record this again on the 20th, so tomorrow, Frozen Ever After opens up. God help us all. And to accommodate the crowds, they expanding the operation hours for 2 locations in the Mexico Pavilion. Because if you didn't know this, you can't go past a certain point in World Showcase. You can only go so far.
Right.
And so I think it's China is the cutoff. Like you go right past Mexico, and right before you get into China, they actually have a rope drop, literally. So they've opened up the Grand Fiesta Tour starring the Three Caballeros, which will open right at 9 a.m. Normally they'd open up at 11.
Right.
And in addition to that, La Cantina de San Angel will now be open for breakfast from 9 to 11 a.m. And the options are going to include chilaquiles con huevos, which are 2 fried eggs layered on a fried tortilla with green tomatilla sauce with queso fresco, onions, and sour cream, going for $8.75. Tamal verde con huevos, which is scrambled eggs, corn dough filled with pork chorizo covered with green tomatilla sauce, for $8.75. Pambazo de chorizo con huevo, which is a bread roll filled with scrambled eggs, chorizo, jack cheese, red onions, lettuce, and guacamole. That's for $9.95. And the kids' breakfast meal, which is huevos revueltos, which is scrambled eggs topped with cheese, served with potatoes, fruit, and a drink, probably not tequila.
Yeah.
And that's going to run you $5.95. So this is smart. This is very smart.
Yes.
Taking advantage of an opportunity. It's going to alleviate the crowd. It's going to get people inside out of the heat because, hey, it's summer. It's summer here in Florida. That means it's hot at the crack of dawn. So this is a good call.
I'm sure the cast members that were working here are probably like, oh, my God, I just lost 2 hours of sleep. You know, I mean, think of the poor cast members, and they're being punished because of Frozen.
I would hope that they're not opening and closing the park. I would hope that they have shifts, but it's the Mexico Pavilion, so you gotta go.
They're probably, they're probably ICPs. They're all the international kids.
Yeah. Oh my God. Hey, welcome to the college program. Do you like sleep? No, that's good because you're not going to get any. Yeah,
because we just took 2 hours away from you.
That's right.
Hey, last week our contest was to name the 5 license plates of the limos over at Aerosmith Rock and Roller Coaster. We didn't get any takers, but here are the license plate names in case you would like to know. It was a Quick Limo, which is QKLIMO. You Go Girl, which was UGO Girl. Bye Bye, which is BUHBYE.
Bye bye.
Too Fast for You, and Hate Traffic. So, hey, nobody won. But this week we're going to stay over in that neighborhood. And this week's trivia question is, over at the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror, what is the number on the inspection certificate of the elevators? There's a inspection certificate, and it has a number on it. So go to hopefully the post in the Disney Parks blog. We'll post something there, or you can send your answer to DisneyParksPodcast@gmail.com. Either way, we will take your answer, put it in our randomizer, and we will spit out a winner.
Is the number 666?
It is no.
That ride is the devil. So yeah, I was kind of hoping. All right, hey guys, it would not be a Disney Parks podcast if we didn't have a piece of Frozen news.
You should just let it go, John.
For the first time in forever, the Disneyland Resort has added several special experiences that include priority seating for the new Frozen Live at the Hyperion stage show at Disney California Adventure.
Have you seen video of this yet?
Yes, it's freaking amazing.
Is it?
Yeah, have you seen
mind blowing? Yes.
Yeah, it's
mind blowing.
I have not.
That's in a theme park for free.
Right.
Just you go, what?
It's incredible.
Yeah.
I have not watched the entire show. I fast forwarded because I wanted to see how they were going to do the scene where she's singing "Let It Go" and they build the castle. Was not disappointed. Unbelievable. And, you know, we're two dudes who were jaded over Frozen.
Yeah.
But it's, you know, that's got to be number one on my list of things to go do at California Adventure.
I agree.
That and ride California Screaming with a selfie stick.
Yeah. Also, go to CNET and Google the name of the Google Frozen Live at the Hyperion Theater on CNET, and they give you a behind the scenes of the technology. I mean, if it made CNET, you know, it's got to be something, you know, crazy.
Yeah. I remember when Aladdin debuted, it was pretty technically advanced.
Yes.
I mean,
yes.
they were doing some pretty cool things there. Yeah. So anyway, for a mere $49, guests can head inside stage 17 up to 1.5 hours before selected shows. Stage 17 has been transformed into the wintry world of Arendelle, and guests will find shave ice treats and a beverage station, special photo ops, original art from the stage show, and a magical snow moment. Following the pre-show, guests will enjoy priority seating at the Hyperion Theater. Now, that's for $49. For $99, $79 for kids, guests can upgrade the experience to include a 3-course lunch at the Carthay Circle restaurant. Totally worth the price of admission right there. Hands down. So, I hear you out there, but Parkhopper John, surely there's got to be a premium experience, to which I would answer, oh, absolutely there is. For a mere $299, you can get a VIP, as Tony would say, experience that includes the pre-show, priority seating, and a backstage experience following the show. Then you get dinner at Carthay Circle, to which I would say, sign me up for that.
Wow.
I would pay that. That makes sense, to be able to have dinner at Carthay Circle, to get the entire pre-show experience, and for me to be able to go backstage and meet the cast and see behind the scenes.
Yeah,
dude, that would be $300. I'd do that in a heartbeat.
You'd probably pay about $100, $125 for a backstage experience. Dinner at Carthay is probably about $100 a person. So that may be a deal. That may be a good deal.
That seems like a screaming deal. And if you know anything about Parkhopper Sid, she comes from a theater background. I would score points for months if I could get that experience for her. So that's exciting. All of these experiences do require advanced reservations, and admission to California Adventure is required, obviously. Frozen Live at the Hyperion opened on May 27th. In the Hollywoodland area of California Adventure to rave reviews. It's an amazing experience, and you know, I rag Disney a lot, and forgive me for that, about the pricing and stuff. This is right in line. This makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
I love this.
Yeah, that seems pretty normal for them. All right, back here on the East Coast, over at the Magic Kingdom, we have some swapping of the characters, changing of the guards.
Yes.
Moving and shuffling of the princesses.
Too many people know where these creatures are going to be.
Yeah.
Time to change it up.
They're being stalked. They can't.
That's right.
They can't have lunch alone.
Can't smoke a cigarette without 2 or 3 people asking for an autograph. It's horrible. Winnie the Pooh is having
people trying to take their picture all over the place.
Oh my God, it's horrible. You know, Winnie the Pooh can't get a smoke. Tigger's all freaked out because he's wanting to do a Coke, and he can't get a free moment to, All
right, enough. All right, the Magic Kingdom is making some character changes this week. Anna and Elsa are packing their stuff and moving to Norway. They will be over at Epcot starting this week, actually tomorrow, on the 21st. So they've moved, which now leaves plenty of room at Princess Fairy Tale Hall for some real princesses. Cinderella, Rapunzel will each have their own meet and greet princess lines. And then Princess Tiana and Aurora will join them along with Cinderella and Rapunzel. So all the princesses are back in their princessy place. A couple other changes are taking place over Town Square. Daisy Duck will not be greeting there any longer, but Snow White will. I thought she should have been in Princess Hall, but that could just be me. Daisy can still be found over at Pete's Silly sideshow over in Fantasyland. So go check those out. Go check out your favorite princess. I am sure there will be. There was a soft opening for the princesses today or yesterday, and the line was only about 30 minutes. I'm interested to see tomorrow what the wait line becomes for that. I'm interested to see if it'll hit the, I don't know, the 999 mark. But from what I know, and I don't want to ruin the magic for anybody, but there will be many Anna and Elsa's doing this. I heard up to 6.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Can't get enough Anna and Elsa.
Yeah. Now, here's the bad news. If you're going to meet Anna and Elsa, they are not together. There's an Anna meet.
You have to choose?
There's an Anna meet, and then there's an Elsa meet. Yes.
That's horrible. So there's probably 6 Elsas and like 2 Annas, because who really wants to meet Anna? I mean, it's all about.
Now, I don't think you can, like, if they're right next to each other in the room, but I don't think once you meet one, you can go to the other, like it's a character stop where you kind of go around. I think you have to get back in a different line.
That's horrible.
Somebody have to tell me if I'm right or I'm wrong, but that's what I saw. That's what I was.
Wow.
So if I'm wrong, I apologize, and then please, want to correct us. Send your emails to DisneyParksPodcast@gmail.com. I really want to, know how that's. If you're gonna go tomorrow, send us pictures and stuff. I'd love to see it.
Yes, let us know.
I will not be there. I am not going to see that day one.
No. I would not be there either for several different reasons.
Yeah.
So hey, it's that time. Rumor alert. We've got Disney rumors. Like that? That's pretty good.
That's good.
I haven't had the rumor alarm in a while.
Yeah.
Disneyland Forever fireworks are rumored to be ending after the Diamond Celebration. Rumors are starting to swirl that the fireworks display, Disneyland Forever, are going to go bye-bye when Disneyland's Diamond Celebration ends in September. While, remember, Dreams Come True fireworks that were part of Disneyland's 50th celebration lasted nearly 10 years, budgetary concerns could be forcing a change this time around. So the speculation is that a small show such as Fantasy in the Sky would be presented in interim along with Halloween Screams during the Halloween party, then transitioning into the traditional Christmas show in November. We have also heard that there will be a nighttime change at Disney California Adventure with the return of the standard World of Color show. The change is not budgetary, but due to the lack of popularity of the current World of Color Celebrate show. That's crazy to me.
I've heard that from numerous people that have seen it that said it was not the stellar show that was deserving of a 60th anniversary. It seemed lackluster and half-assed.
Wow. Thrown together is what I've heard.
The fireworks show I heard was spectacular.
Right.
But the World of Color show I heard was just not,
Well, World of Color
of Disney.
World of Color California Adventure has the same problem that Hollywood Studios has.
Yeah.
It's the redheaded stepchild park, to be honest with you. I mean, and it's been Animal Kingdom's been that way for a long time too. So Disneyland Diamond Celebration, the 50th anniversary, began back in May of 2015 and continues through September 5th, 2016. So we'll see what happens. I hate that the special fireworks are going away, but I understand budgetary concerns, and you got to stretch those dollars and make the most get most bang for your buck, pun intended.
Right.
So that's kind of sad.
I think. Well, the Disneyland fireworks are shot literally from behind the castle. I would have said maybe it's because of also some construction constraints of their Star Wars, but it's not an area that would be, bothered by that. It's actually done behind the castle, which is a fun area to see. Anyway, and it's interesting that they're going to name Fantasy in the Sky. That's what they used to call them here in the studios of our park.
Right. That's the craziest thing. I cannot read Dominic's stuff while we're recording.
No.
That's the funniest thing. Every time they come up with something that's, Fantasy in the Sky, they keep what's the word I want? I want to say
old stuff.
Yeah, I want to say regurgitating, but it was reimagining the same title for different things.
Right.
So I guess it's the same guy that's in charge of the First Time in Forever line.
Yeah.
He keeps coming up with the same stuff. So hey,
let's use that Fantasy in the Sky thing again.
Yeah, that was a good title. We should go with that. Good idea, Steve.
Yeah.
Thanks, Fred. Yeah.
Hey, if you're going to Port Orleans French Quarter for vacation this summer, you're going to be in for a surprise, kids. The Saskagula Floatworks and Food Factory is going to be closed for the entire summer.
It's summer.
Dear Disney, ways that you can ruin people's vacations.
If you're going to close a food court, why would you pick summer?
Summer.
Isn't that like a big deal?
Yeah.
For a
Isn't
theme
that
park?
when most of your money is made, that in Christmas time? It's just me.
Maybe they just don't. Well, they might
Maybe
not. They might have low attendance over there, so it makes sense.
Maybe. Maybe we're completely wrong.
If Chick-fil-A really cared, they'd set up a temporary shop there and do Chick-fil-A's.
That'd be great. Or a food truck right out front.
Food truck. Hey, it's food trucks over at the Port Orleans French Quarter.
That would be a great idea, really.
Send them over from Disney Springs. We're kind of getting tired over Disney Springs.
Yeah, it's all the same stuff over there. Anyway, the dining location will be closed from July 11th, and they'll reopen sometime in the fall. We're not even sure when. While the food court is closed, there'll be an alternative dining next to the lobby at Scat Cat's Lounge, where you'll be able to get a range of hot and cold entrees, plus a variety of grab-and-go items. In-room pizza will still be available as an option, and it's available from 4 p.m. to midnight. The Mill Food Court and Boat Rides Dining Hall at Port Orleans Riverside will be available as well, and there'll be a bus. There'll be a Russ with a bus running between the two from 7 a.m. to midnight. So if you're looking for a midnight run over to the Mill Food Court, check out the bus run.
Just remember, ladies and gentlemen, Tony Casanova from Disney by the Numbers is a trained professional.
Please do not perform this at home.
That's right. Don't try something. Hey, but if
I love the Scat Cat Lounge. I was in there just the other day, and I guess it's something new. They had a whole little trolley cart full of board games that you could just sit in Scat Cat and play, like Candyland and Chutes and Ladders and all those other kind of old school games. And I thought that was a great idea. I thought that was fantastic.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah. I think they have some games over at Belvedere Lounge as well. Bellevue Lounge. Bellevue Lounge, Belvedere Vodka, or Belvedere Gin. Sorry.
Right.
I think that's straight.
Right.
That's good. But hey, worst case scenario, you can always hop on the Saskagula boat and go over to Disney Springs or even over to Saratoga, because right at the boat place is where they've got their food court. So, either way, you're going to be traveling a little bit. Maybe not the best timed closing, but maybe I don't know how many guests are registered there for this time period. So maybe it's the best move because they have low attendance. Who knows?
Yeah, I don't know.
So some exciting news about Holiday Wishes Fireworks Dessert Party here at Walt Disney World. They're now available and open for reservations. If you wanted to sweeten the deal of attending the Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party, the Magic Kingdom, why not book this holly jolly premium event? Ding! The Holiday Wishes Dessert Premium Package gives guests the chance to soak up the enchanting sight of Mickey's Once Upon a Christmas Time parade from a very special reserved location on Main Street, USA. After you've experienced the dazzling cavalcade of festive friends, you'll be taken to a private dessert party with views of holiday wishes, celebrate the spirit of the season, fireworks bursting high above Cinderella Castle. The dessert party includes a host of holiday-themed cupcakes and desserts, along with a bountiful buffet of sweet treats, like the chocolate-dipped strawberries, chocolate mousse, ice cream, cheeses, and fresh seasonal fruits. As for drinks, the party will be offering sparkling cider, signature lemonades, specialty Christmas drinks, hot chocolate, coffee, and tea. The Holiday Wishes Dessert Premium Package is available on the following dates. November 7th, 8th, 10th, 11th, 13th, 15th, 18th, 27th, 29th. Don't worry, we'll put all these in the show notes. December 1st, 2nd, 4th, 6th, 8th, 9th, 11th, 13th, 15th, 16th, 28th, and the 22nd. I don't know why they put those in reverse order.
Yeah, well, they're trying to tell you Christmas.
Yeah. Each premium package costs, each premium package costs $79 for adults and $49 for children ages 3 to 9, tax not included. For reservations, please book online or by calling 407-939-3463. Guests under 18 years of age must have a parent or guardian permission to call. Please note, and this is the part that gets me, a separate ticket to Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party is also required, but is not included in the price of this package. So for Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party, you're going to spend somewhere in the neighborhood of $50 to $70 for a ticket, depending on how close you are to Christmas.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, you're going to spend another, $79 for the adults, or $49 for tickets. It's going to cost you, I said this before,
about $160 to $200, depending on what day you go.
Yeah, it's going to cost you more for the dessert party than it is going to be for the whole party. And you get free hot chocolate and cookies at Christmas.
Yeah.
So for some people,
and you do get a reserved space for the fireworks. So, you know.
Yeah, but I mean, you know.
Are they giving you a reserved place for the parade too?
That reserved space is your spot to see the parade and to see the fireworks.
Yeah. Okay. So you're getting both. Here's the problem with that is, you know, not that soon after Christmas is over, the parade and fireworks are every night. So I've heard a lot of people say, is it worth paying for the Christmas thing? So
right.
All right.
Whoa. So after Christmas, they run the Christmas parade and they run the Christmas fireworks?
Yeah. They run up to like what is it, January 10th or 12th or something like that.
Really?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
The full 360 fireworks? The big boomers?
Yeah.
Son of a gun.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah. Do you want to do this mailbag question as part of the infotainment, or you want to do it now?
Yes. No, let's wait.
Okay. All right. All right, so let's wrap up the show. That is this week's show. We hope you enjoyed it. As always, we are the Disney Parks Podcast, and you can go visit us at the DisneyParksPodcast.com, where you can find lots of information. There's our blog, there's our shop, there's our mails, newsletter sign up for. We have lots and lots and lots of things for you to do and see and click on over there at the Disney Parks Podcast. You can also find us on the Twitters at Disney Podcaster. We are also on Facebook /Disney Parks Podcast. And you can email us at DisneyParksPodcast@gmail.com. As always, kids, as we'd like to say around here, we will see you in the parks.
All right. And for those of you guys who are watching live, either on Disney Parks Podcast or on YouTube, you get a bonus. We're going to do a very special infotainment show. So we're going to extend it. We'll probably be done I would really like to be
Or
done
midnight.
by 10 o'clock. Or 10 o'clock.
Yeah, or 10 o'clock.
Or 10 o'clock. Because I've not had dinner yet. So
Okay.
we can go a little long. I mean, I understand.
No, that's fine.
Yeah.
Only should take us an hour to do this crap.
Should even take us an hour
Yeah.
for what we've got. We just need to not pontificate forever today.
Yeah.
So why don't we call this show listener questions and infotainment, something like
Sure.
that. Okay. You want to do a regular open, and then we'll.
Yeah, just do like a little short open.
Yeah, and this show is not sponsored technically, right?
Not technically.
Okay, cool. All right. Show open number dos. Dominic, if you're out there, has the Money in the Bank winner been chosen yet? All right. Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to the Disney Parks Podcast. My name is Parkhopper John, and I come to you from www.parkhoppers.com. Joining me, as always, is a lovable, huggable Mr. Suave himself, Tony Calcinova from DisneyByTheNumbers.com. How you doing, buddy?
I am doing good. Welcome to Infotainment.
Infotainment and listener questions. We have a great show. This is a bonus show for the week. Very excited by that. Going to open up the mailbag. We've got some questions, and then we've had a busy week this week. So let's go ahead and get started talking about Finding Dory. You want to start there? Yeah.
So we had a chance to see Dory the Tuesday before it opened in the theaters on Friday. John and I went to a preview of it. And you want to start with Piper, the little short first?
Yeah. So
this is the way I was describing it to people. It seemed like an Audubon Society documentary on a Piper bird. If I had not known that it was done by a computer,
right,
I would swear to you that this thing was real.
Right.
That's the way I was telling people.
The opening shot is basically, if you've ever been to the beach and the waves come in, when they recede, it usually leaves a little bit of foam on the beach, and that was the opening shot. And I remember looking at you going, that looks real.
Yeah.
And Pixar has, I think, ever since Brave, I mean, even before Brave, but Brave was the movie that I remember going, holy cow, that looks real.
I think Brave was the turning point for me.
I remember going to see Cars in the movie theater when they were doing the race scenes. It looked like a real NASCAR race.
Yeah.
But Brave, and then subsequently every movie since then, they just look real. Piper tells the story of a little sandpiper, which is a type of bird that I affectionately call Sarah birds, because it's my wife when she was a kid. That's what her parents called her. It's a long story, but it's very cute. It tells a story about a little sandpiper learning how to get clams out of the beach. It is a great story with no dialogue. It's visually stunning. It's the best 4 minutes. It in and of itself is worth the price of whatever you pay to go see Finding Dory. And I am not one to always promote this, but I think you should go see this movie in 3D if you haven't already. Yeah. It's blowing the doors off the box office for animated features. So I'm very excited that it's doing well. And Piper is one of the reasons it's so good. Yeah. So
if you want to help Disney out, go see it again.
Yeah.
They're really, suffering in deep agony over, there's not really making enough money at the box office its opening weekend.
Well, they have to make up for that loss of Alice Through the Looking Glass.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that was a bad loss. So let's move on to Finding Dory. What do you think of Finding Dory?
Once again, they're really Pixar's pushing the envelope on realism. The Good Dinosaur, a lot of people mocked The Good Dinosaur because it was so real in the back that the cartoon things in the front, the dinosaurs, kind of threw off the balance of the movie. And, with Dory, it's almost like that. They made the water and everything in it seem so real that there's like these blue little plasticky fish you know, kind of in there, and you're like, what? So they're really pushing the computer animation, way off the scale. The story I thought was good. It's funny for the kids. It's funny for the adults. I thought the story was cute. I liked the use of some new characters. You had a lot of great voices in there. People that you'll recognize, that you won't recognize. But I thought it was a lot of fun. It's taken them 13 years to make that sequel. So, I'm sure Ellen's happy.
Yeah, she should be, and she really, we owe her a lot because she was really the driving force behind this movie.
Yeah, maybe they would have never done one.
Right, maybe. I will say, if you are a parent, if you're a parent, or if you're a parent of a special needs child, this movie will, in the best possible way, wreck you. There's a scene in Finding Dory that reminded me very much of the scene from Toy Story 3. All the toys are in the incinerator, and they're all trying to scrape out, and there's one moment where they all start joining hands, and then that one shot where Buzz reaches towards the camera, so to speak, and he's trying to grab Woody, and that's it. They're all going to go together. Right. And I remember being in the movie theater, and that moment gripped me so hard because even though I was older, I had grown up. Those characters have been in my life for 15 years.
Yeah.
And the thought of losing them, you could hear adults sobbing in that moment. And I remember in this scene that I'm thinking of in Finding Dory, it's the scene with the reveal about the seashells.
Oh yeah.
Just realizing that that tells the story of Dory from when she was a little baby fish to, the first part tells the story from when she's a little baby fish to when she actually bumps into Marlin at the beginning of Finding Nemo. And then we continue on a year later. And then periodically we get little snapshots of her along the way. Flashbacks, yeah. But there's this one scene where her parents reveal that they never forgot her, and they had instilled things in her as a child that came to fruition. And when you get the reveal of what the seashells are, it'll wreck you. I tried to be manly because I was sitting next to Tony. I just didn't want to be the fat blubbering guy. I tried to hold it together. But it's such a good movie. It's got so much heart. It does harken back a lot to Finding Nemo. There's a lot of touches to the previous movie. I've seen reviews where people didn't like that. They're heartless bastards, and they should never go see another movie again. This movie is worth the time, worth the money. I love what they've done with doing special performances for children who have certain special
visual
needs.
disability.
Yeah. That's, again, it's touching on that theme. Dory's got a problem.
Right.
And just to watch how
also Nemo had a problem too.
Nemo has his lucky fin, but this was a big thing, and it was so good. The Sigourney Weaver cameo is the best cameo. It's the best. And a game that you could play is find the John Ratzenberger in this movie.
Yes.
He has a very, very small scene.
But as soon as he says it, it's him.
Yeah.
That's him.
So
I didn't find the ball. I didn't find the Pizza Planet truck. And I haven't found the forecast of the next movie. And I can't even think of what the next Pixar movie is off the top of my head.
I don't know. I'd have to go look. On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being awesome, what do you give this film?
I give this movie a solid 9.
Really?
I give it a solid 9.
Toy Story 1 being a 10, I'm assuming?
Toy Story 1, 2, and 3, yes. That would be 10, 10, 10. That brings up a good point that I'm afraid now to see Toy Story 4. If they're making these things so realistic, what is Toy Story 4 going to look like? Am I not going to recognize my beloved Buzz and Woody? Are they going to be so realistic that it's just going to pop off the screen? I don't know. So,
with the exception of,
they should go back to let's go back to 1989 technology so that we can make this movie correct.
With the exception of The Good Dinosaur, which was not a bad movie, wasn't a horrible
really
movie.
A bad movie.
It had a lot of scenes that were good, that were touching, but it just felt like there were too many scenes that were not connected. It felt like a movie of a lot of really good moments, but not a moment.
It looked like a national park documentary.
Yeah, something like that. Dory, on the other hand, is a great movie.
Little dinosaurs in front.
Yeah. Dory is a great movie. Great story. Toy Story 4 is John Lasseter's baby.
Yes.
Even if the technology is not better and photorealistic, the story will be impeccable. Toy Story 2 was better than Toy Story 1. Toy Story 3, I thought, in some ways, was better than Toy Story 2. I'm excited about Toy Story 4. But I give Finding Dory a 9.5.
Good for you. Good.
Thanks. All right, so that's Finding Dory. Now, I was not able to go to the Star Wars Galactic Spectacular yet, but you were. So why don't you tell me about that?
People. I would just tell you this once and only once. If there's a fireworks show you're going to go to this summer, winter, year, at any Disney park, it is going to be this one. I don't care if you hate Star Wars. You have to get over to the Disney Hollywood studio to see this fireworks show. All I can tell you is mind blown. Now, me and John had the chance to see the Summer Awaken little preview thing that they had given us a couple months ago. We were at the studios, obviously. We were in Launch Bay, and there were some Imagineers, and they had this model of the Chinese theater in the studio, and they had these screens, and they were showing what the Star Wars show was going to look like. And I don't even think they're done. I think they opened it, but I think there are a couple elements they're going to add later that they're not completely done doing what they need to do. With that being said, I don't really want to ruin all the special effects and things that they do in the show. I will tell you this, though. The fireworks were good. Okay? They did some really different things. They're kind of all spaced. You know, there's some over here, some over the left, kind of, trying to use all of the park areas. There's different firing cues that they're using. And they're really, really different fireworks that you've not seen in, Illuminations or Wishes or things like that. The stuff that they project on the Chinese theater and the two screens that they have is really fantastic. Really high tech, great mapping of the stuff. I also believe that they've added more speakers to the main area around the Chinese theater, because I am telling you, a ship came a little. It felt like it was coming from over. It felt like it was coming from the crossroads, and then flying in at this like really slow speed, and went like right through the Chinese theater. And I am telling you, the rumble started from way back. Like really, the sound came like over your head, and it slowly passed you. And it was the rumble that actually make your chest go. That's how great the sound effects were on that that spaceship. I'm laughing now because back I was like, what the hell is that? It just happens, and you're like, where is that coming from, and what is that? I am telling you, you'll love it. They have some laser lights. They have spotlights. It is just a full-on technology experience, and you can't get this in any other park. It makes Illuminations look like a kiddie show at a carnival, if I can put it that way to you.
Wow.
Yeah. Any video you see of this will not do it justice.
Right.
It's a good. Oh yeah, there's some blah blah blah. Yeah, there's some thing, picture screen, blah, blah, fireworks. It'll give you an idea of what you'll get, but you have to be in the experience to see it. And I will say this: it's probably better. Here's the two problems that I see. It's best if you can see it. Unfortunately, from in front of Chinese theater, somewhere from say Starbucks forward. Okay. That is probably the premier viewing area. I think, like some people kind of go off to the side by like 50s primetime area over by Echo Lake in that railing area. You'll see sometimes people standing there. That's really not, I don't think, a great viewpoint for this because you're only getting like half the show because there's a lot of show that happens on the other side on the second screen that you may not see from that viewpoint. So unfortunately, you're gonna have to be in front. And the bad part of that is, unfortunately, you have to be in front, and it's going to be usually very crowded, and there'll be a lot of humanity there. And during the summer, that's hot, sticky, sweaty, stinky humanity.
How was the lightsaber effect at the end?
That's what I think they're going to try and improve and tweak. It's not as good as I think it should be or could be. And I think they know that. I think, it's like, I don't know, maybe a half a dozen lights, coming to be one beam. And I think what they want is just one solid beam, and it's really not that yet. I think they're going to play with that. I think there's a couple elements that they're going to. Also, the two buildings they built, is doing most of the projecting. But I think there's also supposed to be things that are happening on the top of them at the end, which hasn't happened yet. And I could be wrong. Maybe this is it. Maybe this is as good as it's going to get. But I think, the thing that we saw back, a few months ago had some elements happening on those two buildings and a better spotlight element. And maybe their spotlight element didn't come in from, I don't know, Spotlights Are Us.
Maybe, who knows?
Maybe it's on back order or something, or, whatever. I don't know. Or maybe, the FAA told them, well, you can't put a bright light in the sky. We'll think that's a landing zone or something.
No, they shouldn't be flying over anyway. It's a no-fly zone.
Well, we can maybe not. But I'm really telling you, go see the show because I really thought it was spectacular. I really did, and it's kind of it's a little bit from all the movies kind of thing. Just no Jar Jar Binks.
Yay! I mean, boo! I mean, yay!
Yeah. The Darth Vader part was very, very cool and very intriguing. It just went pitch black, and then all you could hear is Vader breathing.
Oh wow!
And then like this little like puffs of smoke, like as if he was like breathing out of his mask, coming from the top of the theater. I'm telling you, very cool, very very cool show. Yeah, like I said, even if you hate Star Wars, you're gonna like the show because the effort that went into it is really great. And the John Williams soundtrack, I don't know, they could have been playing fart noises, and as long as they played the John Williams soundtrack to Star Wars, I would have known what was going on.
Nice. That's exciting.
Yeah.
Well, over at the Magic Kingdom, our beloved Dream Along with Mickey went away a few months ago to make way for a new Castle Forecourt show. There was a lot of construction going on at the Cinderella Castle area, and we've now seen what that bought us with new lighting effects and some new background effects that they're doing for Mickey's Royal Friendship Fair, the new castle show. And I got to watch this. I got to watch it a couple different ways. Thanks to the power of YouTube videos, not only did I get to see parts of it live, I also got to see several different angles of it. Yeah. Basically, the new show is really good. I watched a video of it to get a different perspective, and the video that I watched was probably like on the first day, and it was a crowd full of Disney people. So every time a character looked, everybody lost their mind. So that really helped me feel better about the show. I do like Dream Along with Mickey. I do. There's a lot of sentimental nostalgia for that show for me. Yeah. But I'm not against the new show. The new show is really cute. Again, it has Mickey, Minnie, Donald, Daisy, and Goofy coming out. So there's no Pluto in this show. Daisy has taken Pluto's place permanently. Yeah. I mean, Daisy was out before, but this is more of a couples thing. And then you've got Goofy, of course, who's odd man out and everything that he does. Poor guy. But it basically has them come out. It's got some dancers. They sing a song. It's really nice. And then they break down and they do little vignettes. So you have Tiana and Naveen from Princess and the Frog. You have Lewis is also out as well, but I did not see Lewis.
Yeah, I didn't see him either
yet. So it was reported earlier that he was going to be out there. I've not seen him, so I don't know if he's not ready, if he hasn't come over from the Bayou. But also, to be brutally honest with you, this debuted the day after the alligator attack.
Yeah.
So they probably said, hey, maybe we shouldn't send Lewis out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because they pulled the Ginger Snaps line from the Jungle Cruise, too.
Yeah, there's a couple things. Anyway, so that has nothing to do with this. It was stuff they did at the Tony Awards, but because it's a recording of the singing, so he's mentioned in the recording, and you can hear a trumpet playing. So, but he just wasn't out there. But you got Naveen and you got Tiana. They came out, and then you had Rapunzel and Flynn Rider. Actually, face characters came out, and they had several of the members of the bar from Tangled.
Oh yeah, I can't think of the name.
Something Duck. They're out there. They do a little musical number, and then you have Anna, Elsa, and Olaf come out, and they do a little song and dance. And it's really not that bad. It's very cute. And then Mickey and the other characters come out in their Royal Friendship Fair, and then they have the big closing number. Really, really good. Well done show. Is it a successor to Dream Along with Mickey? Sure. I'm a little, I don't want to be negative. I'm a little disappointed they didn't have more classic characters. Yeah. I'm really, I'm shocked, but it does make sense that they brought in more of the newer characters, because if this show goes 10 years, these characters will be, the old characters. So, but I'm shocked that they didn't have, at least one, classic princess, or even, Belle or Little Mermaid or any of that stuff.
Yeah.
But
see, I think they're trying to cater to the newer generation of the Disney kids, rather than the past generation of the Disney. They're not catering to us adults anymore. They're going for the youngers.
Right.
Because those are the kids that are really going to stand in the forecourt castle area at 2:00 in the afternoon in the beating sun to watch something. It's not going to be us.
And it was a good show. It was a good show to see how the changes in the castle area affected. It was really nice how they used. They had a doorway where some people came in, and then it was offset from the actual wall where people could go behind their costumes and set changes. It was really, really cool. It was nice to see. It was a good show. There wasn't that scary moment, I don't think, from like when Maleficent came out. There wasn't that moment. But it was really, really good. It was a cute show. Definitely want to make sure you go see it. See it a few times. Get used to it. It's different. It still
And
has,
there's not a lot of pyros.
Mm-mm.
The other show had boom, boom, ended with the
right,
we don't know when the show. If I'm in Fantasyland, I won't know when the show ends.
right.
There's no fireworks telling me it's over.
Yeah,
and I can go back to Main Street.
yeah. So we have to adjust ourselves a little bit. We're in the Magic Kingdom, but it's a good show. If you haven't seen it yet, T, you need to go see it.
What did you think of the songs, the new songs? They're not as catchy as I would have thought.
I didn't want to say that, but
they're not toe tappers.
They have songs from the musical, from the shows.
Yeah.
Just like they did in Dream Law with Mickey, but da 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 dreams come true. I mean, all that stuff's in my head because we've heard it 1,000 times.
Yeah. Maybe we'll hear this.
Give me a couple of years, and we'll probably have this song in our head too.
Yeah.
Right now,
in 15 years, you'll be singing those songs.
15 years, we'll both be like, "Good God, can we come up with a new show?" I mean,
exactly.
Wendy's been doing the show, and she's 60. Let's go. Come on, let's do something different. Yeah, it's a good show. I liked it. I liked it a lot. To tell you why.
I was 52 when I put that first show on the stage.
Pan used to throw me around, and then one day my teeth flew out and hit a little child. And I was like, it's time to hang up the Wendy outfit.
Yeah, it's a good show. I think it'll grow on us. I think we'll get tired of it in 15 years.
Sure, just like everything needs to change periodically.
Yeah.
Right.
I wonder if they'll ever change wishes.
God, it would be nice if we had something different. I mean, I don't know what I would do. Wishes, that and the music from Illuminations. I mean, we have recordings of those music, so I don't have to worry about ever not hearing it. But that would be really weird. But hey, I would like there to be a change. I'm to the point now where I want a different nighttime parade as well. Much as I love Main Street Electric, had it for too long. It's time for a different show now.
Here's the thing. I don't mind if they move that to another park, like move it to the studios for nighttime, or move it to Animal Kingdom, and put something new in the Magic Kingdom. But get rid of it. The rumor going around is that Disneyland wants it back, and that we were going to get Tokyo's kind of paint the night parade, and Disneyland was going to get that. Tokyo was going to get there, so there's going to be a swapping of the parades. But I don't know.
Paint the Night is popular over Disneyland, and I know that you have a very strong attachment to Main Street. But I mean, dude, you have to admit it was here for a long time. It went away for a little while. Now it's been
only
back
supposed
for
to
a
be
long
here
time.
for a summer.
Right. It's time for something different. Disneyland got Paint the Night. When's our next anniversary? When's our next big anniversary?
This October, 45.
45. So we've probably got 6 more years until we get our own parade when we turn 50.
Yeah. The year I moved here was supposed to be the last year of the Main Street Electrical Parade, and I went to see it ad nauseum because it was supposed to end in September. Right. And I got here in July, so I made sure to see it as much as I could, because it was going away. And 6 years later, it's still here. So
crazy.
It's still here, and so am I.
That's true. But they obviously can't bring back Spectrum Magic because it's gone, literally.
Well, it's gone, literally gone. Yeah.
It's passed through some rats
and everything else is eating it. Yeah. All right. Hey, we got a mailbag question. I thought it would be fun and interesting if we address this or talk about it a little bit. So here is the mailbag question. You ready?
Yeah. For those of you who need a trigger warning, we're going to talk about things that happened this week, and just know that we are trying to be sensitive, but we're trying to pass along some information. So we're not trying to be insensitive. We're not trying to be callous or cruel. Our hearts and thoughts go out to those people, but we have to address this question, and there's your trigger warning. My job here is done.
Okay. So the question is, what kind of security does Disney have? would they have to stop the shooter at all, and do Disney security carry a gun in them or on them, and how to protect those in the parks? Says you, meaning us, never talk about Disney's how they keep the place safe. If the shooter starts shooting at the entrance to the park, would Disney be able enough to bring them down? I mean, will they have to update security? Higher prices, possibly. I can't wait to hear your response, Michael. So I'm going to start on this first, and then John can jingle in when he thinks he can do so. So here's the thing. Disney's security is not meant to be seen. And I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. A lot of security is typically a deterrent. Big show of force, stop it. Whether it's metal detectors and x-rays and body scans and bomb sniffing dogs and those kind of things. So Disney takes a different approach from it, where it's not to be seen. You just have to know it's there. Does Disney security carry a gun? And the answer to that is no. They do not carry a gun. That is why they have the Orange County sheriffs on property. There's usually one at every park now, maybe many at every park. Not even before this past incident, but you'll always see one at the entrance, and there are probably others walking around the park that you may not see, whether it's in the back areas of the park. Yes, I think, if I was Disney and doing security, what I would do is I would put the whole bag check and things like that over at the TTC, and move it, out to the TTC. This way, everybody's bag checked, megatomatized. You certainly have more area there. I mean, you don't have any of the ticket booths open anymore. Great area to put all that security. And then this way, before you got on a monorail or ferry, you've already been through that. This way, when you got to the entrance of the park, you would just have to go to, the ticket areas and, pop down your magic band and your finger, and you'd be on your merry way. Do I think Disney would be able to take down a shooter at the entrance of the park? Absolutely. I think, there'd always be a sheriff there. And I think, from the time that I did security at Disney back in the 90s, a lot of things have changed. They have K9 units now that are trained for drugs and bombs and all those kind of explosive things. They have security on bikes. They have plenty of cameras, and can see probably everywhere except for a bathroom. And that would probably be the only place that they don't have a camera. But they can certainly see people going in and out of those bathrooms if there were such an incident. So that's my opinion of Disney and their security, and what I think. My only change that I'd like to see them do is I'd like to see everybody go through a metal detector, not just a select few. And I'd also like to see more thorough search of strollers. A lot of things can be stuffed in a stroller that, and if you're not going to do, a better search, then at least have the K9 units more available, at the bag checks and sniffing out the strollers. That's what I'd like to see if I was making decisions. Your thoughts, John?
Yeah, I've got a couple. I agree with you. Disney does not like to have a show of force, but I know that there's always undercover security people there. There's always undercover people. I won't tell you how to find them, but I make a game of it every time I go to a park. Right. Outside the park, just inside the park, different areas around the park. If you know what you're looking for, you'll see people around, and you can tell with beyond a shadow of a doubt that they're security, even though they're plain clothes. I know that Disney has protocols for all sorts of situations.
Yep.
I will say this: the reality is, because there's been a lot of politics and a lot of people throwing around opinions about what weapons should and shouldn't be available. They could take all the guns away, and if there's some mad idiot out there who wants to do people harm, they will find a way. You know, I don't want to give people ideas, but people have used all sorts of ways to bring weapons or weapons of mass destruction to different areas with the technology of drones and all sorts of crazy things out there. If somebody wants to do other people harm, they'll do it. Disney is probably very well equipped. Disney and Universal, both. I'll throw Universal in on this as well. Very well equipped. It's very difficult to do what they do on a daily basis, but they're super well equipped. Do I think that Disney's going to change and update the security? Yes, they've probably already made changes. They've made security changes in lieu of an alligator attack. I'm sure that they've already made some wholesale changes. We've already seen an example of those changes. We both went to Disney Springs since the shooting. There's a much higher Orange County Sheriff's presence. Thank you. If you got any sheriffs or anybody out there who's listening, thank you guys for what you do. But yeah, I think Disney is going to work very closely with the Orange County authorities, and they're going to do that. Does that mean they're going to pass prices on? No, I don't think so. Disney's doing a pretty good job of passing all sorts of price increases on to their guests every year. And I'm sure that this isn't going to make a drastic change.
We don't need to take the security bill either.
Yeah. You know, the one question that, Tony, you answered it. You know, if a shooter were to start shooting at the Edison Park, would Disney be able to take him down?
Yeah.
Yes, ultimately. The question that you're probably wanting to ask is, if somebody were to try to do this, they'd be stopped before anybody would be hurt.
Yeah,
nobody can make that guarantee. Now, conversely, you can't go anywhere in the world and have a guarantee of safety 100%. But I can say with certainty that
I guess there's only one place I would know. The White House. I think if I went inside the White House, I'd probably be
maybe, but a guy jumped the fence and got within mere, feet from the front door.
They have bulletproof glass on the window. So.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, so but that being said, Disney, Universal, I'll throw them in there as well. Yeah. One of the most well-protected places. Not a lot's going to go down without Disney reacting quickly. Disney's number one concern is the safety of their guests. It has to be. So I know it's a concern. We're all nervous. We're all questioning because of what happened. But I'm telling you guys, I go to Disney. I don't worry about it. You can't live your life in fear. Disney is supposed to be a magical place where we forget about our daily lives, and it still is. So their security is high. Their security is vigilant. Their security is tight. So go have a great time and try to do the best you can getting past the memories of these last couple of weeks.
Yeah. I always say that, when I went to Disney, and even when I still go, I really do forget where I am. It's almost like, when I didn't live here and I came here, I forgot about the news and the weather and the, whatever was going on. And, I didn't have a cell phone with me. Back in those days, they didn't exist like they do today. So I was able to really kind of unplug and just, connect with my kids and my family. So that's what I suggest you when you come down here. Leave the worrying to the professionals, and just come down and have a good vacation, have a good time. I don't think you should be on the forefront of your thinking. I think you should just be on vacation and have fun. So
that's it.
Yep. So if you want to send us what you think, and hey, if you know something that we maybe don't know, and you have more information you'd like to share with us, or maybe you have a question that you'd like to send to us, and we can do a little infotainment around it. You can send that to Disney Parks Podcast at disneyparkspodcast.com, at gmail.com, at disneyparkspodcast@gmail.com. And maybe we'll talk about it on the show. So, send us your questions and your thoughts. That's it. We'd like to say thank you for listening. And as always, we will see you in the parks.
Yay! So here's the question. Does this show go on Wednesday? Since we're talking about Finding Dory and, gets it up earlier? Or do we put the new show up on Wednesday and this one goes on Friday?
Yeah, we can do this Friday or whenever.
When do you think makes the most sense?
Well, the new show should probably go on Wednesday, right? That's when we normally put out the news show.
Yeah, let's just asking.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. All right.
Do you want me? You want to cut this, hack this out, and I'll edit this piece? I don't know if there's much editing that really needs to be done.
Nah, I could do this. I could knock this out. Yeah, it's really not that bad. There's really only like one mistake towards the end of the first show. There's nothing in here, so it'd be super easy to edit. So it's not a big deal.
It's probably not even much editing that has to happen in any of these shows anymore, right?
Nope.
Hey, I got a reply from Pam about the stuff that we sent to her.
Pam.
We're still live, so I don't want to say it on the live.
Oh, hang on one second.